Based off what you guys did on Saturday, how would you kind of grade your performance against Georgia Tech?
As a team, I think we played pretty well. There's a lot of things that we could fix. Obviously, it was the first game, but I'll give us a good grade. We came out with a lot of intensity, a lot of emotion, so I think we played very well, a lot of energy, and I think that's hard to match when you're going so fast.
Otis, you talked about having a lot of emotions in that game. Just what was it like, finally playing a game with everything you guys have gone through over the last 6 months to get to the point to play? I mean, there was a time where everyone kind of wondered whether we were going to have football or not. So what was it like being on the field and then getting that win?
It was a great feeling, especially the fact that we might not have had a season. There was a lot of question about if we'll be able to play, and some of the players, we got kind of discouraged during the summer just because it was times where we weren't here, we weren't working out together. So just being able to play as a team and get a win, the first win of the season against the Georgia Tech, it feels pretty good.
Otis, Anthony Tucker just mentioned that he felt like you guys had your best practice since coming back yesterday or today. How did you guys feel out there today, and how do you guys feel preparing for ECU?
We feel pretty good. We just want to come out with the same intensity we had pretty much all camp, all last week. We want to keep it up. We don't want to fall off, even though we got to win. It's 1-0 every week, so we come in with the same intensity. We don't want to fall off.
Hey, Otis, coming off last year with your first 1,000-yard all-purpose yard season, did you have any personal goals this year, statistic-wise, for yourself?
I mean, I want to put up the best numbers I can. I don't really have any numbers in mind. A repeat of last season would be great for me, honestly. I just want to get wins and continue to help my team.
Otis, you mentioned how difficult the offseason was. Was there ever a moment you considered opting out and maybe going to the NFL? And you also you used your voice a lot, on social media platforms to kind of speak out against social justice. What was that like, and how important is it to use your voice?
During the summer, there's been times where I thought about opting out, but I think that came across everyone's mind. Just the fact of the whole virus and how it's spreading and the unknowns of the future and how it would affect you. I think everybody had that thought process, but pretty much by speaking out, we have a platform for a reason, and without using your platform, what's the use of having it? So that was just a given for me, just to speak out. I always had opinions and thought processes about that, so I just wanted to be able to use it at that time.
Otis, I think in the game against Georgia Tech, you matched your career high for carries, and I think you set a career high for touches. How have you prepared yourself for that kind of workload this season, given the weird summer that we had? How have you prepared yourself to really kind of be a workhorse back?
The same way. I always push myself to the limit in practice. There's been times where I go and try to train with NFL players and go through the same workouts they go through. So it's always been times where I push myself to the limit and make sure that I'm ready in tip-top shape and just able to do anything at any given time.
Otis, we saw a little bit of the younger running backs towards the end of the game between Goody and Johnny Richardson. What have you seen from those guys during the preseason? I know we talked to Coach Tucker. He kind of says those are the next guys in line. Once you guys, some Greg and yourself and Bentavious graduate. What have you seen from the younger guys? What can UCF fans expect?
They can expect a lot from those guys. They're young. They're still learning a lot. I give them everything I can as far as mentorship. So once it's their time, and even throughout this season and the games upcoming, I expect for them to be able to get in and do what they're supposed to do. It's expected from the running back room to continue to produce no matter who's in. And we keep them to a high standard, even in practice we get on to them. So what they've been doing, what they got to do out there this weekend, that's just a testament to what we've been holding them accountable for.
Otis, when you decided you were going to come back and you put on your social media, you talked about increasing your leadership role and addressing your weaknesses. So how have you gone about those two things this year?
Just being more vocal. The last couple of years, I've been more of leader by showing and producing. But this year I want to be more vocal. I hold people accountable a lot more than what I used to, and addressing my weaknesses. That's just as far as my game. Certain things I wanted to fix, and I got with Coach Tucker, and he's been holding me accountable to those things in practice, especially like pass blocking and stuff like that.
Otis, we've seen a little bit more of Dillon's running ability. We saw it a little bit in Georgia Tech. How would you rate him as a runner, and what have you seen from him in that kind of capacity?
As a runner, Dillon's got a lot better. I'm not gonna rate him. We get onto him all the time. We want to keep him. We want to keep his drive up going. So I'm not gonna rate him yet. I'll rate him at the end of the season. But he's been doing a phenomenal job of pulling the ball and making the right reads when it comes to running. And of course, that one slip up with ball security, but the running back got onto him, so I don't think that happened again.
Notice, obviously, we saw the offense in action last week, but just, going through preseason, where do you think the offense is going to show the most improvement this season? And are you guys running faster? Do you have a faster tempo than what we saw last year?
I'm not sure we have a faster tempo from last year. I think that we're just more comfortable with it. This weekend we went a lot faster than I thought we could go. Being that we didn't have a game yet. In the first game, we always have mishaps. So I think it's just the players being more comfortable. We pushed ourselves even harder during this training camp to catch up, and I think we exceeded the limit that we thought we'd be able to get to. We improved on a lot of different things, the perimeter game as far as screens and stuff like that. So the players, they're just buying into the offense and scheme a lot more, so we're able to open things up more.
Otis, I remember talking to Coach Tucker back in February, asking him if you were a candidate to be on kick return. And he said at that time that maybe they didn't want to do that with you because you had already done so much with punt return, rushing, receiver. Well, you were back there at least once on Saturday in kick return. You talk about adding that aspect of the game onto your plate and what you feel like you provide there?
So that's something I've been practicing kick returns since my freshman year. That's just something that I've always been in the reserve for, just in the back pocket just in case. But this year, I really didn't notice until like the end of camp that there was a possibility that I'll be back there. And that's just something to throw in other teams for a loop, maybe make them want to sky kick the ball somewhere else or something like that. But if I get a chance to return it, I'm gonna return it and I'm gonna do what I usually do with it. So that's just something I can add to my repertoire and just make the fans more excited to see.
Okay, thank you, Otis. Thanks, everybody, for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow for Coach Heupel.
Thanks, Otis.
Thanks, Otis.